Hello everyone, and welcome to my Minecraft pixel art tutorial remake for my Call of Duty Ghost pixel art. Now, I don't want to hear any Call of Duty fanboys out there crying about why I didn't make the Black Ops or the Modern Warfare logo. This is art. It has absolutely nothing to do with Call of Duty. This is just the game cover art. There's no 360s. If you want a reason why I made the Call of Duty Ghost pixel art over a year ago, mind you, this is a pixel art I made over a year ago. Now I'm just doing a pixel art tutorial remake of it. It's because it was the only Call of Duty that was the newest one. That was the newest Call of Duty out there. There was no other Call of Duties. In other words, there was no Advanced Warfare or anything like that. Although, if this video does well, then I might consider making the Call of Duty Ghost Advanced Warfare game cover art. No Black Ops and no Modern Warfare. Sorry about that. So, let's start off by showing you the blocks that you're going to need for this pixel art. And I do recommend you placing the blocks on the ground like this, just in case you want to discard your inventory, just to work on something like a house or another pixel art. That way you already know which blocks you need for this pixel art. So do lay them out like this. So the blocks are black wool, gray wool, bedrock, lapis ore, diamond ore, cobblestone, coal, gravel, stone, light gray wool, white wool, snow, sand, birchwood planks, oakwood planks, sprucewood planks, and glowstone. So have those in your inventory, or at least place them on the ground in front of where you're going to put the pixel art. So, let's start off by heading to the center block that you should have already placed. Now, it should be obvious what the center block is. It's actually going to be the very center of the pixel art. In other words, this is the middle of the pixel art, so it's even with going to the left and the right. So this is the center block, so place the black wool anywhere where you want the block, or the pixel art, I should say, you want the pixel art centered. So, starting from the center block, starting on the right side of it, so starting from that block there. And I do recommend using two type of blocks so you don't get confused while counting. So, starting from on top of the grass block, on the right side of this center block, so starting from there, you're going to count 25 blocks going across to the right. Now, I do recommend using blocks to count. In other words, say you put 10 gray wools, so you know that's 10. Then you put, say, 10 snow blocks or whatever, and then you know that's 10. That way you don't lose track if you're talking to a friend or you get distracted or something. Because this is the most important part of the entire tutorial, the very beginning. And if you decide to skip this, I don't want to hear you crying about how it's too hard or you can't follow it in the comments section, because I am going out of my way to make this a lot easier for you to follow. Alright, so again, just to recap, starting on the right side on top of this grass block, so this, you're going to count this, that's 1. You're going to count 25 blocks going across to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, and you're going to keep counting until you reach the number 25. Then you break the block, and then you put the placement block. And if you're brand new to my tutorials, the bookshelf is the placement block, and we use the placement block. I'll give you a mini tutorial. In other words, if I told you to place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right, you would do this. That's 1, 2, 3. Now, there are so many blocks, and I'm going to instruct you in different ways where it's diagonal, link across, lower level, all this. I do not want to see, well, I'm not going to see you, it's impossible, but I don't want you to be doing this. You are not supposed to do this. I guarantee you, you will mess up. About, what, like 80% of the people that were doing my original Call of Duty Ghost pixel art were doing this. Like, they were just using the same block to go diagonal or across, and they would either forget to break the block or break the wrong block, and just it was just a mess. And granted, that tutorial also had some mistakes in itself, nothing to do with the viewers, but still, it was mainly just error, just human error. So this is what the placement blocks are for. That way you know that you're going to break only those blocks after you're done placing, like, say, the 3 blocks diagonal. So that was the mini tutorial within a tutorial. So, just to recap, trust me, I know this is probably boring, and you're like, this is so unnecessary. You have if this is your first time, you have absolutely no idea how large my pixel arts are, and how easy it is to make a single mistake, and then throwing everything just for a loop. So again, just to recap, starting from the center block, starting from that block there, the right block of the center block, 25 blocks going across. When you hit the number 25, the grass block 25, you're going to destroy the grass block and put a placement block in the ground in its place. So it looks like this. So pause the video now to do that. And I'm sure if you're new, you're wondering what's the whole point of having these blocks in the ground. Trust me, you'll know soon enough, and you'll understand why this is going to make constructing this pixel art and following this tutorial a lot easier. So, now that we have the block in the ground, on the 25 that you counted, starting on the right side of this block that you put in the ground, now remember that's the 25th block, so starting from this block, the grass block that's on the right side of this placement block in the ground, we're not counting this, we're counting this grass block, so starting from there, you're going to count all the way up to the number 16. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and you're going to keep counting until you hit the number 16. And when you hit the number 16, the grass block number 16, you're going to destroy the 16th and put a placement block in its place, in the ground, like this. So go ahead and pause the video now to do that. So once you've done that, now we're going to start on the right side of this placement block that you put in the ground. So starting on the right side of the 16th block here, so starting from the right side, on top of that grass block, you're going to count 26 blocks going across to the right. 26. So that would be 1. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to keep counting until you hit the number 26. And when you reach the grass block 26, you're going to destroy the grass block and put a placement block in the ground in its place. So it looks like this. So go ahead and pause the video to do that now. Alright, now that you have this placement block in the ground, we're going to start on the right side of it. And starting on top of this grass block, we're counting this, not the placement block, so counting from the grass block. You're going to place, or not place, but you're going to count all the way to the right, 9 blocks going across it. 9. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And when you reach the grass block 9, you're not going to destroy the grass block. You're going to put a placement block above it, above ground. So it looks exactly like this. So pause the video now to do that. Now, believe me, this is very, very important. If you decide to skip it, that's your own fault. So, I'm going to do a quick recap once again, and I do insist pausing the video just to double check. It's not going to kill you to make this incredible pixel art. Believe me. So, again, from the center block, it's 25 blocks going across. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to double check, it's not going to kill you. Then it's the 25th block, so destroy the grass block. And then starting on the right side, we counted 16 blocks going across. And you destroyed that block. And then starting on the right side of this block, you counted 26 blocks going across. 26, and you broke the 26 and put a placement block. And starting on the right side, you counted 9 blocks going across. And you put a placement block above the 9 blocks. You put it right there. So it looks like this. So go ahead and pause the video now to do that. Just to double check. Yes, I know it's a very long intro, but this is a remake. I made my Call of Duty Ghost into a tutorial, but now I'm making it a lot easier to construct by putting in these kind of easy placement blocks here that you'll understand sooner or later in the pixel art. So, now let's go back to the center block. So now we're going back to the center block, so this black will here. Now, starting on the left side, because we already counted to the right, so starting on the left side of the center block, what you're going to do is count 77 blocks going across to the left. Now, this is where it's crucial. Like, take 2 different blocks just to help you. Say, start off with the snow, place like 10 snow blocks, switch to the black wool, place 10 black wools, then switch back, place 10 snow blocks, place 10 black wools, place 10. That way, you know how many blocks you already placed without, say, miscounting or getting distracted by a friend or something else, so you don't lose count. So you know, if you see white or you see snow, it's like, oh, okay, I know that's 10. Then you see this, alright, you know that's, I mean, obviously this isn't 10, I'm just using this for example. Just use sets, so that's 10, 10, 10. In other words, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is very important you get the numbers right. If you're off by 1, then you're going to have a lot of trouble. Trust me, trust me, trust me. So, just use this just like 10, 10, 10, and obviously when you get to the 7th set, it would be 70, and then after that, you would just place 7 blocks instead of 10, because if you accidentally place 8 sets, you're going to get 80. So, you're going to count all the way to the left until you hit the number 77, then you're going to break the grass block that's 77 and put a placement block in the ground like this. So, pause the video now just to do that. So, now that you've done that, we're going to fly all the way back to the right side, and we're going to start on top of the placement block that we put in the ground to the furthest to the right. So, let's see, starting from there. So, let's go to, you know, this placement block up here that's on top, and you're going to start from this placement block that's in the ground, that's closest to that. So, it's the placement block in the ground that's furthest to the right. So, starting from there, you're going to place 19 blocks going up, and 19 blocks going up on top of this placement block. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That is 19 blocks going up. Now, I'll fly back so you can see where we started, just in case you might have accidentally started on those 2. We started on that one, and it was 19 blocks going up. Now, again, I insist on pausing the video, just to double check that you placed 19 blocks going up. Alright, now you're going to place 7 blocks going up on the right side. 7 blocks going up. So, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now again, be sure to use these placement blocks. I don't care how good you think you are. I can't help you when you've made a mistake within like 2 hours or 2 hours into the tutorial. I can't help you. I'm not going to join your world. I'm not going to do anything like that. So, now you're going to place 9 blocks going up on the right side. 9 blocks going up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 blocks. So it should look like this. Now you're going to switch to the placement block. And with the placement block starting on top of this black wool. So starting on top of this black wool, you'll place 1 placement block on top. So it looks like this. Now, switch back to the black wool, and starting on the left side of this placement block, you're going to put 3 blocks going across to the left. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now get rid of that. Now, starting underneath the right block of the 3 blocks going across, so starting underneath the right, so starting from that block there, underneath it, you're going to place 5 blocks going across to the left. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should look like this. Now, you're going to move back to the top block of the 9 blocks going up. So going back to that black wool there. Switch the placement block and put 1 placement block on the right side of it. So it looks like this. Now switch back to the black wool. And starting underneath the placement block, so starting from there, place 3 blocks going across to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now, starting from the 3 blocks going across, so starting from there, you're going to place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's 3 blocks diagonal, and it should look like this. Now place 3 blocks going up on the right side. 3 blocks going up on the right. That's 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that placement block, and it should look like this. Now you're going to fly directly underneath the 3 blocks going up. So fly directly underneath the 3 blocks. So the 3 block that you just placed going up. So directly underneath it. You should be touching it. And then look down. And now you're going to drop without moving left or right, forwards or back. Just drop straight down. And you should land on this placement block that you put above ground. If you did, you're doing everything correctly so far. So now you can go ahead and get rid of that. And I should also mention that you're not going to be able to see the right part and the left part on the pixel art when you are looking at the second screen. In other words, the right screen, only because it's cut off just a little bit. But that's fine. I'd rather you have the ability to see the first screen instead of seeing the second screen, seeing the pixel art come together. I'd rather you see the blocks being placed in the correct location than just seeing some other pixel art, in other words, this pixel art being created on the left. So, let's go back to these 3 blocks going up, starting from that block there. You're going to place 2 blocks going up on the left side. That's 1, 2. So it looks like that. Now, switch to the placement block. And starting underneath the 2 blocks going up, you're going to place 2 blocks going down underneath it. So that's 1, 2. Now switch to the black wool. And starting on the left side of the bottom block of the 2 blocks going down, so starting from there, you're going to place 7 blocks going up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get rid of those. And it should look exactly like this so far. Now, let's go back down here to these 3 blocks going diagonal up to the right. And starting from the first block that went diagonal up to the right, so starting from that block there, you're going to place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 2 blocks going across upper level to the left. That's 1, 2. Now, switch to the placement block, and starting on top of the left block of the 2 blocks going across, so starting on top of that block, with the placement blocks, you're going to place 2 blocks going up. That's 1, and that's 2. So it looks like that. Now switch to the black wool, and place 1 black wool on top of the placement block. Now from this block, place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 2 blocks going across lower level to the left. So that's 1, 2. Get rid of those. And it should look like this. Now, let's go back up here to the 7 blocks going up. And starting from the top block of the 7 blocks going up, so starting from that block, you're going to place 13 blocks going up on the left side. 13 blocks going up on the left. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 13 blocks going up on the left. And I do recommend you pausing the video just to double check that you placed 13 blocks going up. Now, you're going to switch to the placement block, and we're going to start underneath the 13 blocks going up. So let's go to the bottom block, so underneath there, switching to the placement block. You're going to put 3 blocks going across to the left, starting underneath the 13 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now switch to the black wool, and starting underneath the left block of these 3 placement blocks going across, so starting from there, you're going to place 2 blocks going across to the left. So that's 1, and that's 2. Now get rid of these, and it should look like this. Now switch back to the placement blocks, and starting on top of the left block of the 2 blocks going across, so starting from there, you're going to place 3 placement blocks going up. 3 placement blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now switch to the black wool, and starting on top of the placement blocks, place 2 black wools going up. So that's 1 and 2. Get rid of these, and it should look like this. Now you're going to place 3 blocks going up on the right side. 3 blocks going up on the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. Get rid of that, and it should look like this. Now let's go back up here to the top block of the 13 blocks going up on the left that we placed here from the 7 blocks. So let's go back to the top block of the 13 blocks. So starting from that block, you're going to place 3 blocks going up on the right side. 3 blocks going up on the right. 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to place 2 blocks going up on the right side. 1, 2. Now place 5 blocks going up on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should look like this. Now you're going to place 2 blocks going up on the left side. 1, 2. And now 5 blocks going diagonal up to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now get rid of the placement blocks. Now you're going to place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2. And now place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now 1 block going diagonal up to the left. That's 1. Now 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now place 5 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it should look exactly like this so far. Now you're going to place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now place 2 blocks going diagonal down to the left. 1, 2. Now let's go back to this first block that went diagonal, part of the 2 blocks going diagonal. So going back to this block, you're going to place 4 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should look like this. Now place 2 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 1, 2. Now place 3 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 1, 2, 3. Now, starting on top of the left block of the 3 blocks going across, so starting on top of that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going up. So that's 1 and 2. Now, going back to the same block, the left block of the 3 blocks, underneath it, you're going to place 2 blocks going down. So that's 1, 2. So it should look like this. Now, let's move up here, back to the top block of these 2 blocks going up. That went on top of the left block of the 3 blocks going across. So moving back to this block, you're going to place 6 blocks going up on the right side. 6 blocks going up on the right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now place 3 blocks going up on the right side. 3 blocks going up on the right. So that's 1, 2, 3. Now you're going to place 2 blocks going up on the left side. So on the left side, 2 blocks going up. That's 1, 2. So it should look like this so far. Now place 5 blocks going up on the left side. 5 blocks going up on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 3 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3. It's 3 blocks across. So now, starting underneath the left block of the 3 blocks going across, so starting underneath that block, you're going to place 3 blocks going down. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it looks like this. Now, starting underneath the center block of the 3 blocks going across, so starting underneath that block there, you're going to place 2 blocks going down. So that's 1, and that's 2. So it looks like this. Now, let's go to the bottom block of the 3 blocks going down here. So starting from that block, you're going to place a linked 2 blocks going down on the left side. Now, if you don't know what a linked 2 blocks going down, or just a linked blocks, just pay close attention. We're going to start from the last block that we just placed. So it's going to be this. On the left side, it's going to be linked. So that's 1, and that's 2. Now, links don't need placement blocks. For instance, if I told you to put like 2 blocks going down on the right, like I am right now, so we'll just do this right now. Go back to this block here. From that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going down on the right side. So that's 1, 2. We needed the placement block to place the 2 blocks going down on the right, but since over here was a linked 2 blocks, we didn't need it because we were going to start from the last block that we placed. So this was the 3, so that was 1, 2. That was a linked 2. In other words, it's always going to be connected. Links are connected. So let's get rid of that. So it should look exactly like this so far. Now, starting from the bottom block of the 2 blocks going down on the right, so starting from that block, you're going to place 1 block going diagonal down to the right. That's 1. Now place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 2 blocks. That's 1, 2. Now place 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left. 3 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3. So it should look like this. Now, starting from the bottom block of the linked 2 blocks going down on the left, so starting from that block there, you're going to place 6 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 6 blocks going across. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the left. So it should look exactly like this so far. As you can see, the first 2 blocks went on top of the 3 blocks going across. Now, let's go over here to the left block of the 6 blocks going across, and from that block, you're going to place 2 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 2 blocks. That's 1, 2. Now place 5 blocks going across on the lower level to the left. 5 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, starting on the center block of the 5 blocks going across, in other words, the middle block, it shouldn't be too hard for you to find. Starting on top of the middle block of the 5 blocks going across, you're going to place 2 blocks going diagonal up to the right. So, that's 1, and that's 2. So it should look like this. Now, starting on top of the block here, starting on top of the 2 blocks going diagonal, so from there, you're going to place 2 blocks going across to the right. So that's 1, and that's 2. So it should look like this. Now, place 5 blocks going across on the upper level to the right. 5 blocks going across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now place 1 block going diagonal down to the right. And that's 1. Now, going back to these 5 blocks going across to the right, so going back to these blocks, you're going to start on top of the right block of the 5 blocks going across. So starting from that block there, on top of it, you'll place 2 blocks going up. So that's 1, and that's 2. So it should look exactly like this so far. Pause the video now if you need to, just to compare. Now, let's go back over here to the linked 2 blocks going down. So going back over here to the linked 2 blocks going down, starting from the top block, so starting from that block, you're going to place 1 block going diagonal up to the left. And that's 1. So it looks like this. Now, with the black wool, you're going to fill in 2 areas. You're going to fill in this space here with black wool, and you're going to fill in this space here with black wool, staying within the black wool outline. So do that now. I'm going to time-lapse the video while I fill this in. So go ahead and pause the video and fill in those 2 spaces with black wool. And when you're done filling it in, it should look like this. Now, don't worry about me time-lapsing the video. I'm only going to do that when it comes to parts where I have to fill in certain parts with wool or stone or whatever we're going to use. So, let's go back down here to this area, going back to these 5 blocks going across. If you remember, we placed them here, and then we had the 2 blocks going diagonal, starting from the middle block of the 5 blocks. So going back to these 5 blocks going across, starting on the left block, so from that block, you're going to place 1 black wool going diagonal down to the left. So that's 1, and it should look like this. Now, let's go back to the 3 blocks going across up here. So going back to these 3 blocks, if you remember, we had them go across when we placed these 5 blocks going up here. So, let's go back to these 3 blocks going across on the upper level to the left, and we're going to start on top of the middle block. So starting there, on top of the middle block of the 3 blocks going across, you're going to place 5 blocks going up. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll fly back a bit so you can see that it should look exactly like this so far. So let's go back to the top block of the 5 blocks going up. So from that block, you're going to place 3 blocks going diagonal up to the left. That's 1, 2, 3. Get rid of those, and it should look exactly like this. So I'm going to go ahead and pause here and continue my Call of Duty Ghost Minecraft Pixel Art Tutorial Remake in Part 2. So be sure to stay tuned in for more Minecraft videos.